Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Kaustubh Bhavsar. Currently, I am in my last semester of computer engineering at MIT AOE. So, under my capstone project, I am presenting you with this DevOps playlist, and in this video, we will be mostly talking about Kubernetes. So, in earlier videos, we have covered about Docker, Git, GitHub, and basic DevOps related software development lifecycle, etc. All important concepts, but now this is the very important part of DevOps series, which is Kubernetes, which is used to manage our containers, automate our deployment process. So if just the only prerequisite for this video is you should be having the basic DevOps knowledge and a Docker related knowledge. So if you haven't gone through that, so you can just visit my YouTube channel as well, and there you can see all the videos are uploaded. So if you'll just visit, you can see all the videos starting from introduction to DevOps, GitHub two parts, and Docker related two parts. So this is my capstone project. Dr. Sheetal Kumar Jain sir is my guide, and now we can get started with our video. So in this video, we will be covering about Kubernetes. Why we need Kubernetes? What are the problems which Kubernetes is going to solve? What is Kubernetes? The architecture of Kubernetes, important components, important terms like services, pods, deployments, then advantages, then complete setup, how you can install Kubernetes and use that, and lastly the hands-on command with a demo with a live project. So let's get started. I have prepared a document for you in which there are all notes stored. So we will just follow the same document and we can get started. So now starting from very basics, why actually we need Kubernetes? So imagine if like I have created any website and then I am using Docker for that. So if I'm using Docker, I have packed all my dependencies, all my code into a container, and then that container everything is working fine. Then now imagine suddenly my website people are like they are visiting on my website. Now I want some more containers because only one container cannot handle that. So what I did, I just increased the number of containers. Now after some time what happened is one of my container, because of heavy load, it got crashed, or some containers they need updates, or I want to update my app, and in some time like suppose on one container there are a lot of requests going while another container it is free up. So how I can solve that problem? So simple thing is we need something which is which can help us to run multiple containers, because for one application we need multiple containers because only one container cannot handle the load if the number of person or number of people they are going to increase to visit our site. So we need something which can help us to run multiple containers, and sometimes it may happen that our container may get failed or may get crashed. So we need something which can turn it on automatically, which can restart it. We should be able to distribute traffic. So suppose I have 5 containers, 100 people are visiting my website. I need to distribute 20, 20, 20 each on my each container so that all 5 containers will get equal load. We need to scale up, increase the number of containers or maybe decrease the number of containers as per the demand, or we need to update our application without any downtime. So suppose I want to make any change in my application which is live, but at the time when I am going to make the change in that, I am going to update that particular application, it may happen that the earlier live application may go on downtime. So this is going to decrease the trust of our users, and no company, no tech industry wants that. So to avoid all such things, to cover all these problems, we need something, and that is where Kubernetes comes in. It is like a manager of our containers. So you can just imagine, you created everything, you created a lot of containers, but is it really feasible for you to manage all your containers manually? Definitely not. So we need something which can help us in that particular problem, which can help us to automate the things, which can help us to automate the deployment process to manage our containers. And that is where Kubernetes comes into the role. I hope this is the problem which is Kubernetes going to solve. It is understandable for everyone. Now, what exactly problems are there and how Kubernetes can solve that? So if a container crashes, this is the problem. Kubernetes restarts it automatically. There is no need for us to do it manually. If we want to run 100 containers across 5 machines, Kubernetes can spread them efficiently. Now moving to the next problems. If I need to update my application, Kubernetes can help me to roll my updates without downtime. So it is very important thing that my application will be running until and unless my new update comes there. So as soon as I am going to update anything, my application will display all the previous versions before the updation comes into the role. So as soon as suppose my application is running on version 2, I want to update it to version 3. So I started the updation process. My application will not go on downtime. It will show the version 2. And as soon as the updation of version 3 completes, it will directly display version 3. So definitely there is no downtime. Now, if I want to handle more traffic during the peak hours, Kubernetes scales up automatically. And if I need to store the data safely, Kubernetes supports me in persistent storage. So in short, Kubernetes help us to run applications reliably, automatically, and scale them easily. Now, if you want to have a demo, hands-on demo, just wait because I need to cover some theoretical part as well because this is the basic things. So as soon as we'll cover this part, I'll start with the demo, but you have to wait for that demonstration part. Now we'll start what exactly Kubernetes is. So Kubernetes also called as K8s. Why we call it K is because it starts with K, it ends with S, and in between we have 8 alphabets. So that is why we also call it as K8s. So the official definition is Kubernetes is also used to orchestrate containerized cloud native microservice applications. So what does it mean? It is a very professional definition, but I can break it down for you. Orchestration, it means managing our application. So in management, what comes? Deploying our application, self-healing, then we have scaling up or scaling down, and rolling updates or rollbacks. Now, what is simple definition? Kubernetes is an open source tool created by Google that automates the deployment. We need something which is automating our deployment. We need something which is managing and scaling our containerized applications. So that is why Kubernetes works with Docker because we use containerization tool as our Docker. We can use VM as well, but I'll preferably use Docker in this video. And now it runs the containers across multiple machines, which we call as nodes. This is the architecture of Kubernetes. This image I have taken from official Kubernetes documentation. So you can see there are two important parts of Kubernetes. One is control plane and another is node part. So you can see in control plane we have etcd, we have scheduler, we have API, we have control manager, and it is connected with a cloud provider API. This is also connected with some worker nodes, and in worker nodes we have kubectl and kproxy. So these are the components which are API server, cloud manager, control manager, etcd, which is our database, then kubectl, kubelet, kubeproxy, scheduler, and control plane. So all the important things, basic parts, components, we will be covering it in the upcoming video. This is just overall architecture. This is a cluster. Cluster means combination of nodes. So Kubernetes is nothing but a cluster which is combination of nodes which has two main parts. One is control plane and one is worker nodes. Control plane is something which is going to handle or like give commands to all the worker nodes, and worker nodes are something on which your application is exactly going to run. So this is one container, this is another container, another worker node. So these are the combination group of worker nodes, and these worker nodes are given commands by this control plane. Uh, this is one more diagrammatic version in which you can see this is my master, which is control plane, which has API server, scheduler, etcd, control manager. It is connected with all worker nodes. Worker nodes are the nodes where exactly your application is going to run. It has kubelet, it has kube proxy, container runtime. What exactly all the components are, we are going to cover that as well. So what master node is, which is also called as control plane, it is brain of Kubernetes because it gives order to all worker nodes. Which container should be running, which scheduler should be running, which container should have which amount of store, everything. It is decided by control plane. Now worker nodes. So this is how where exactly our containers are going to run. Now we will cover all components in details. So we'll start with control plane, which is our master node, and these are the components which can manage whole cluster. So I told you there are four components in our control plane, which is API server, scheduler, and control manager, and etcd. So what API server is, it is like a gatekeeper. It talks to users and then send the instructions to Kubernetes. So you can see here we are connected with API. So this is nothing but our API server because it is directly talking with our user. Now moving forward, we have scheduler. It exactly decides which container runs where, and it also decide which container runs when. So all the like you can say distribution part, it depends on scheduler. All the part in which our nodes, if they are not running, they are crashing, it can automatically get started. It depends on scheduler. Now we have control manager. It keeps check everything as expected and fix issues automatically. As I told you, if anything is crashed, control manager will check it whether it is running or not. If it is not running properly, it is not running as expected, it will restart that. It will fix that issue automatically. And this is what we actually want because we are not going to do all the things manually for each and every container. We need something which is automating everything. And this is the control manager which is going to help us in that. Lastly, we have etcd, which is just a small database which store the information about our cluster. We need information about our cluster because we are going to deploy and we can use that for our deployment purpose. Now, components of worker nodes. So this is exactly where our application is going to run. So it has three components: kubelet, kubeproxy, and container runtime. What kubelet is, it talks to the master and runs container as told. So kubelet is the thing to which a control plane is going to interact. So kubelet is very important thing. You can see master node or control plane, it is directly connected with worker nodes. But how it is going to interact? The master node is going to interact with kubelet, our worker node. So kubelet talks with the master and run container as we need. Then we have kube proxy, which manages the network traffic so that our application is reachable. And lastly, we have container runtime. This is actually running the container. Example, Docker container. Okay, let's move forward. Some important terms. So you might have heard too many professional terms from me in past few minutes, which are cluster, services, containers, nodes, master nodes. But what exactly these terminologies are, we are going to discuss each and everything in details. So let's get started with cluster, the very important part of Kubernetes. Cluster is nothing but it is a group of machines, it is a group of nodes, it is group of servers or computers which are working together to run our application, our containerized application. So what cluster is? It is just a combination of machines which are helping us to run our containerized applications. In Kubernetes, we have a cluster which includes one master node and multiple worker nodes. So as I told you, Kubernetes architecture has two important things. One is master node, which is your control plane, and another is a group of worker nodes. So this is included in our cluster. The master node controls and manages everything, while worker nodes runs our application, and this is the part of our cluster. Sorry. Now the next important thing or the concept is node. What node is? Node is a machine or a server which may be a VM or maybe a physical server which is inside our cluster, because I told you cluster is combination of nodes or combination of machines. There are two types: master node, worker node, which we discussed. Now each node has, it is using some CPU, it has some memory, it has some storage, and a kubelet. This is an agent which is going to listen all the commands which is stored inside our node. Then we have container runtime as well in node, for example Docker. Then the important thing, pod. You might have heard about pods and nodes. Pod is something, I'll just give you a like overview. It is nothing but a environment in which our application or our container runs. So suppose you might have too many worker nodes. Each worker node may have a different pod. So pod is nothing but it is an environment in which our containerized application runs. So it is the smallest and basic units in Kubernetes, and it wraps one or more containers together. So in one pod, one container may run or many container may run. But what exactly pod is? It is an environment in which container runs. So What are key points? A pod usually runs one container, but it can run multiple containers as well if they need to work closely. All containers in a pod share the same network IP and storage. So one container and another container, they if they are in same pod, they can use the same storage. Now moving forward, one more important thing, which is deployment. What deployment is? It is a Kubernetes object used to manage a replicated application. So I want my application which is running on my local to be accessed by someone else in their machine without having a code, without having the environment. So for that, I need to deploy my application. And this is nothing but a deployment process where it is a Kubernetes object which help us to manage our replicated application. So it just defines the desired state. Example, what container image to run, how many replicas should be there. So for one container, I can just write a code similar, and if I want similar containers, I do not need to code it again and again or follow the process. I can just replicate it n numbers of times. So deployment has creating pods, rolling updates, and rollbacks. Now, services. So, what service is? A service which is going to expose a set of pods as a network of service. So, if you have a basic knowledge of Docker, you might know that my MySQL was working on port number, um, my MongoDB, it was working on port number 27017. So if I want to access it to my 27017 port on my local machine, I was not able to access that. Why? Because that particular port was related with container, not my host machine. So what I did port binding. I binded my port of host machine to port of container, and then I was able to access that particular service. Similarly, here, if a particular Kubernetes pod, it has a particular host, or you can say port, that port is only accessible inside that pod. But now if I want to access that host or access that IP to my host or my local machine, I am not able to access that. Why? Because that port is assigned to a pod, and that particular port is running inside that pod only. I want to access it outside the pod. So for that, what I can do is port binding, but not exactly port binding. Here we are going to expose it using services. So service is nothing but exposes a set of pods as a network services. Now, since pod can die and restart, it can change its IP address. A service provides a stable endpoint. Now, what are types of services? It has cluster IP, node port, or load balancer. We will generally use load balancer everywhere. Example, if our application is running in a pod, a service lead our other applications or user to communicate via a consistent DNS or IP. We'll going to learn this in details by using hands-on, but we'll cover some more details concept as well, theoretical as well. So what kubectl is? It is a command line tool which is used to interact with Kubernetes cluster. So we install Kubernetes, we created the cluster, but how we can interact with cluster? Here comes kubectl. By using kubectl, we can interact with our cluster. So you can just assume it as kube means Kubernetes and CTL means cluster. Now we are going to use it for creating and managing deployment or services, for view logs or scale the applications or debug our pods. Now what Minikube is. So we need two important things. One is kubectl and one is Minikube. By using these two things, we are exactly going to deploy our applications. So in this particular tutorial, what I am going to show is how you can set up your kubectl and Minikube. You can install that. How you are going to use Kubernetes exactly as like with Docker, and now how you can deploy your application. Then if at any point you want to update your application or roll back any update, how you can use that using Kubernetes without going for a downtime. These are the important basic parts which I'm going to cover in this tutorial. So let's get started with Minikube. What it is a tool that lets us run the Kubernetes locally on our PC or laptop, especially for learning, testing, or development purpose. So for that, you know that for development, we need our coding environment, and for deployment, we need something cloud related. For example, AWS, GCP. But to learning purpose, we do not need actually AWS or GCP. We just need Minikube. It is going to set up a single node Kubernetes cluster on our machine. Now, what Chocolatey is? Chocolatey is a package manager for Windows, and it is going to help us to install the command line like software by using our command line. And by help of this, we are going to use, like, it is similar as EPDO for Ubuntu or Brief for macOS. So it is just a package manager, and we are going to use Chocolatey today for installation. Now, what we can achieve using Kubernetes, what exactly are the advantages? The first one is we can automatic container management. So it starts, stops, and restart the containers, and it makes sure that right member of container are always running. It is used for self-healing so that if crashes anything, Kubernetes will restart it. If fails a health check, it will replace that. Scaling is made easy by using Kubernetes because increase in containers during high traffic and decrease them when they are not needed. Then we have load balancing. So Kubernetes help us to spread traffic between containers in easy manner and make sure that no single container is overloaded. Then we have rolling updates or rollbacks. So we know that update our application without downtime. Then rollbacks as well to an older version. So suppose at any moment I'm at my version 3, I wanted to roll back to version 1. It is very easy for me. Now, multi-cloud and hybrid support. So Kubernetes runs on AWS, GCP, Azure, or even our own laptop. This is the most important thing. Why everyone is using Kubernetes? So the issue was if I have deployed all my things on AWS. Now, because of any reason, I wanted to switch to GCP. I need to change my everything. I need to change my all setup. I need to change my codes, my deployment method, my environment variables, each and everything to switch to GCP, which was a headache earlier. But what Kubernetes brought is you just use Kubernetes and everything will be fine for AWS, GCP, or our own laptop as well. So that is the beauty of Kubernetes. Now it is helping us to resource optimization as well. This is something related with YAML, which we will be covering in better next part of our video. And this is the team collaboration. So developers can focus on writing the codes while operations team can manage the infrastructure. So DevOps is something which is definitely a like a very important thing for a developers and for the operational team as well. Now we'll set up the Kubernetes. So just come to a browser and type Kubernetes install and hit enter. So as soon as you are going to hit that, you will just look into this official site of kubernetes.io install tools. You have to click on this. Here you can see install kubectl on Linux, on Mac OS or Windows. I will be demonstrating mostly for Windows. It will be similar for Mac or Linux as well. So just open Windows. You will be rendered on this page. Here I can see there are two methods. One is install kubectl binary on Windows, and another is install Windows on Windows using Chocolatey scope or WinZet. So WinZet, which is very general, but we'll be using Chocolatey. So I'll click on this. Now here I can see I'm on this page. Install on Windows using Chocolatey scope or WinZet. So first thing I need to open this Chocolatey in new tab. Just open this. I open this in new tab. Just go on this try now. This is Chocolatey interface. So just go on try now. Scroll it. And step number 2, check whether you have clicked on individual. If not, click on individual. Just scroll that. And here you can see a command. Just copy that command from here and open your PowerShell. Remember to open PowerShell as admin. Just open that, paste your command and hit enter. As I have already completed this setup, I will not hit enter, but in your case, you have to hit enter. So after completing this, it will tell you chocolatey.exe is ready to use. So whenever it will be getting completed, just close your PowerShell. This is the first step. Now close Chocolatey as well. Come back and use this command choco install kubernetes.cli. Copy this, open your command prompt, always run as administrator, paste the command and hit enter. I'll again not hit enter because I have completed the setup. As soon as you will do that, it will install Kubernetes CLI for you. Now to check whether it is installed successfully, copy this command and paste in your CMD. As soon as you are going to paste that, it will tell you two versions of your client version and customized version. Remember, it is used using this K for customize because it is Kubernetes. Now, if you are using command prompt, which I told you to use this. Copy this, paste it here, and hit enter. As soon as you are going to hit enter, then use the next command, which is my make directory dot cube. So you are just going to copy this command, again come into your CMD, paste that command. This will just create a Kubernetes .cube directory for you. So just move to that directory and create a config file in that directory. So I will show you in your C drive, in your users folder, you have this make directory which is .cube. Open that, and here you are going to, it will be empty for you. So just right click, new text document, control A, and just type config and hit enter. It will create a file for you. I will just delete this because it is not necessary. Close everything. Now just scroll to the bottom of the page. Here you can see what next as a section. In this section, you have to click on install Minikube. So as we completed the kubectl uh, command line interface installation, we are going to use now download now Minikube. So just click on Windows. Then we have installer type as .exe, Windows Package Manager, and Chocolatey. We'll click on Chocolatey. Copy this command, choco install Minikube. Come to this command prompt, hit paste it and hit enter. Now everything is completed, and by using this we can start our cluster. So I'll close everything. I'll give you a small recap again. For your help, I have pasted all the Windows command here. So you just have to copy and paste this command into PowerShell as admin. Then following commands as admin in CMD. These four commands. Then here you have to create a config file. Then you have to start Docker. Important thing is your Docker desktop should be running. Then you have to choco install Minikube and Minikube start. As soon as you will write this command, your cluster will get started. So we are going to create a cluster. You understand the thing is by writing this command, we create a cluster. Now we are going to cover some basic commands. So these are the Minikube commands, which is Minikube start to start a cluster Kubernetes locally, Minikube stop to stop the cluster, delete for deletion, status to check the status, and Minikube dashboard. This is very important because it is going to give a complete GUI. And lastly, Minikube service and name. It is going to open the service for us. You might be feeling it is very difficult, it is very complex, but it is very simple. We will get started soon. So I will open CMD now. As I had done Minikube start earlier, you can just hit a command Minikube status. So in your case, if you have not done anything, it will not display anything here. It will give some error. So first thing is you need to start your Minikube cluster. So write command Minikube start. So as soon as you'll start, you can see, uh, I can see that my status is type control plane, host stop, kubectl, kubelet stop, API server, everything is stop. So what I will do is I will write Minikube start. As soon as I will hit Minikube start as my command, the cluster is getting started. In your case, it will create a cluster because you don't have any cluster created till now. As soon as it is going to get started, uh, you need to have your Docker desktop open for that. So just wait for this, and as soon as this gets started, we are going to check the status again. So just wait for that, and I'll just move you through documentation till that time. These are the commands related with Minikube, which we are going to exactly implement here. Uh, and I'll just minimize that for you. Earlier we can see Minikube status, it was stop, everything was stopped because I'm not running anything inside my cluster. So now you can see it is telling me enable add-on. Uh, if we start with the first thing, you can see Minikube version, Microsoft Windows 11, then using Docker driver. So if you are not going to write anything manually, for example, Minikube start driver equal to VM or driver equal to Docker, it is by default using Docker as your driver. So that is why I told you to keep your Docker desktop open. So it is using Docker, it is pulling the Minikube image and base image and everything. Lastly, you can see done. kubectl is now configured to use Minikube. So now kubectl and Minikube, they can interact with each other. Now if I'll again hit Minikube status, you can see each and everything is running. Kubeconfig is configured, kubelet, host, and API server, they are running. You can see important thing is type. Type is control plane. So the cluster which I have created, it has two parts, and I can see that this is my control plane which is going to handle each and everything. Now I will tell you how to stop that. So simple command is minikube stop. I will not use minikube delete because I am working on the same cluster. You can use to delete that, but no matter it is, then if you will again use minikube start, it will again create a cluster. So you can see I just written a command as minikube stop. It is stopping node minikube. It is powering off my minikube via SSH, and you can see it told me that one node stopped. One node, what node means? It I told you there are two nodes, one is master node and one are worker nodes. So it stopped my master node. Now again I'll check the status. You can see everything is stopped. For my purpose I need to start it, so I'll just start that again. It will start now. I hope Minikube commands are clear for everyone. Now just open a new tab and search for Docker Hub. Just type Docker Hub, and as soon as you type, hit enter. And as soon as it is going to open a official Docker Hub page, just open that. It will be the first rendering website on your web page. As soon as it is going to open, I need to go back to my home page. So I do not need this repositories page. I just need my official Docker Hub. It is again like going to open that particular page, but I will explore the things. So in Docker Hub, what why I told you to open Docker Hub is because I need to explain you one thing, which is how you can use a particular return service. So in Docker tutorial, what we did is we used too many inbuilt images. For example, we used MySQL image, we use MongoDB image, we use my Hello World image. Now there is one more image which is NGINX. Just search for NGINX. It will be our first image. Just open that. So you can see as soon as I'll open Nginx, I can see the command as docker pull Nginx. By using this, I can use that Nginx into my local. But I want to deploy this as well as my own application. So how I can do that? For this, just come to our documentation part again. Now I just written the command. These are the cluster information. I'll explain you each and every command in details, but when I'll be explaining, when we will cover some example. So now I'll tell you deployment commands. I told you what deployment is. It is just our like app managing our application. So now we want application to manage. So for that, I will create a deployment. So if I want to create a deployment of my own application, I will give image name as my image name for the application. So suppose starting from very basics, I want to do it for myself only. I will write a code in VS Code for my application. I will compile that code. I will run that code. If it is giving me correct output, I will build the image of that code and push to Docker Hub. And from Docker Hub, I will use this image name here because it will be my application then. So I don't have my application created yet. We will be covering that part as well in further video. But now I'll use a pre pre-built image which is my Nginx. So we will first create a deployment. I do not have everything anything till now, so we can get started with creating a deployment. So open command prompt. Uh, I'll just open a new file. Just open a new CMD and check what is the status. Your status of the cluster should be running. So as soon as open the command prompt, just write the command minikube start. Sorry, just write the command minikube status. Minikube status. So you can see in Minikube status, it should give me everything is running. So I'm just waiting for the status, and I hope it will be running by default. So you can see it is a control plane, each and everything is running. Now I'll write the command which is my just I will just scroll it for you. You can see in my documentation as well. This is my command to create a deployment, which is going to create a deployment for me. So I'll just write, first I will zoom it, kubectl, then create deployment, create deployment, then I should give a name to my deployment. So what deployment name should I give is my nginx, because this will be my application. Now hyphen hyphen image equal to, now I have to give the name of image from here. So what is image name? It is nginx. If I want particular version, I can use colon and that version. So coming back to command prompt, pasting the image name. If I'll use colon and v1, for example, it will be version 1 maybe. It depends. But this is a command which is going to help me to create my deployment. But before creating a deployment, I need to be very ensure that I do not have any deployment created earlier. So just moving to my documentation, if I'll use this command kubectl get deployments, I can check which are the deployments created for me. So kubectl get deployments. For me, I have one deployment created earlier, but for you, it will not display anything because you have not created any deployment yet. So in your case, it will be empty, but in my case, there is one deployment created. Now we will test it. So I told you how to check deployments, how to delete deployments. So I'll just delete this deployment for you. So I will write the command as kubectl, then delete deployment and the name of my deployment. So what is the name of my deployment is test app. I will hit enter. It is telling me deployment.h test app is deleted. Again checking kubectl get deployments. Now you are also getting the same. No resources found in default namespace. Okay. Now I'll create a new deployment. Open a new CMD and zoom it. Just create new deployment, which is kubectl create deployment and name of deployment. So I'll give name as my nginx. Then hyphen hyphen image equals to nginx. So if I'm not going to give a particular link, it is by default searching for that image into Docker Hub. So as soon as I will hit enter, it told me deployment for my nginx created. So just check kubectl get deployments. It should give me my nginx as my deployment. I just mistyped that. Okay, you can see my Nginx deployment is created. It is ready. It is up to date. It is available and it is created 20 seconds ago. Now I want to access the Nginx into my local machine. I know that it works on localhost 80. So just open a new CMD. I will write for localhost 80 and I will hit enter. What do you think? Will it run or not? Let's test it. So I just executed it, but nothing is displayed on my screen. Why? I know that it is using the port, but I told you it is running inside a pod. So let's check whether a pod is created or not. So I'll write kubectl get pods. You can see for my Nginx, it has created a pod. Pod is also running. Everything is running. So why I'm not able to access Nginx? The reason is I told you everything is running inside an environment, inside a pod. So it is running on port 80, but it is running inside my pod. I want to access it on my host local machine outside the pod. So for that, I need port binding of Docker. So in Kubernetes, we don't have port binding, we have services. So for this, I need to expose the service. So the command is kubectl. I just written that command here as well. So for that service, we have kubectl expose deployment, my deployment, type and port. So kubectl expose deployment, kubectl expose deployment, then name of my deployment. What is name? My engineer. Okay. Then what is I just displayed this command kubectl expose. deployment and my deployment. Now I have to give type and I have to give port. So I will write port as well, hyphen hyphen port, which is my 80, and hyphen hyphen type. I told you in the start we will generally use load balancer as my type. I will hit enter. As soon as I will hit enter, you can see services my nginx exposed. Now I will check whether service is created or not. So kubectl get services. I can see I have my nginx test app etc services created. So till now, you understand that I just deployed my application, but it was not accessible. For that, I just exposed my port using services. How I can delete a service? I'll just write kubectl delete service and service name. So kubectl delete service and my service name. I'm for demonstrating purpose, I'll delete test app. You can see services test app deleted. Again running kubectl get services. I have two services. One is Kubernetes by default and one is my NGINX. But how exactly I can access that? So here comes Minikube. I can access my NGINX into local by Minikube. So for this, I will write Minikube uh, service and my service name, my NGINX. By using this, it is directly giving me a URL, and by default, my default browser will be opening and Nginx will run into that. So I will hit enter. As soon as I will hit enter, you can see it has given me a URL and it is telling me opening service Nginx into default browser. And okay, you can see my browser is automatically open. I was just not clicked anywhere. It is taking some time, and you can see I'm able to access Nginx. So this is very important, and a good thing about Kubernetes is I can use it as a deployed application, as a live application. So my application is now running live on this particular URL. So it is a simple thing. Now I will just open a new command prompt for you, and we will do some cleaning. Okay. So cleaning in sense, I'll explain you all the commands by deleting all the things which we covered earlier. So I will close this. Now let's get started with our documentation commands. Okay, so I explained you all Minikube commands, but uh, I just missed one, which is very important, which is Minikube dashboard. So as soon as I will hit this command, it is by default going to open a dashboard for me. So just enter Minikube dashboard. It is going to take some time, but as soon as it will get completed, a dashboard will be open for me. You can see a link, and now dashboard is opening automatically. I have not clicked anywhere. My Nginx is also running, my dashboard is also open, and on my dashboard I can access everything. I can see how many deployments are there, how many are running, how many are stopped, how many pods are there, how many replica sets are there, deployment, pods, replica sets. So these are the detail of pods. I can check which are the nodes, each and everything. It is there for me for my assistance by using this beautiful GUI. So this is very important for us. Minikube node is running, which is my master node. Uh, Coming to pods, I can see this pod is running. Just scroll a little bit, you can see which container that pod is using. Here I can check the logs as well. Each and everything I can check by using this. This is a very important thing. Now we will look into another commands. I told you all these commands, how to start, stop, delete, status, dashboard, and this also Minikube service name, which is going to open Nginx in our browser. I told all the commands. Now we will check cluster information. This you all can check. This is not important that I should demonstrate. Now pod commands. So by using this, I am able to run my pod. By using this, I am able to get all the pods. This describes the pod. So let us see what happens. I'll just come to my GUI and coming back to my pod. So this is my name of my pod. I just have only one pod. If I am going to open a CMD, and in that CMD, if I want to check how many pods are there present in my machine, I can just write command kubectl get pods. I will hit enter. You can see this pod is running. So for a description purpose, we have a command. You can see kubectl describe pod and pod name. So coming here, kubectl describe pod, and I will paste the name of pod. Yes. Okay. Kubectl describe. I just mistyped that. DESCRI describe pod. You can see each and every log, details, everything for my pod. It is displayed here. Now I can similarly delete the pod in the same way. Now I told you deployment command as well. This is to create a deployment. This is to get all deployments. This is to scale a deployment. This is to delete a deployment, and other we are going to check soon. Now for services as well, I explained you the commands as kubectl expose thing, which we did for NGINX, which is help us to access our application. Now kubectl get services. It tells us how many services we have, and minikube service app which opens. So I just demonstrated all important. Now kubectl logs and pod name. So by describing, I just described about the pods, but kubectl logs and pod name, you can see all the logs are given for the particular pod. I have covered each and every command, basic command for you. Now I will demonstrate you the deletion part. So kubectl get pods, I can see I have one pod. Kubectl get deploy deployments. I have one deployment created. Kubectl get services. I have this created. I want to delete that. So firstly, I'll delete deployment. So kubectl delete deployment, and name of my deployment is my NGINX. Hit enter. Check the deployments again. Uh, I am not able to see any deployment because I deleted that. Now check the pod. I am not able to see because as soon as my deployment get deleted, my pod is also getting deleted. Now checking the services. Services will be there. I need to delete services as well. So kubectl delete service and name of service. So my NGINX. It is deleted. For deletion of service, it generally takes some time, but yes, you can see service my NGINX is deleted. Again checking services. Now I do not have any services. I just have Kubernetes. So for demonstration part, till now what we covered, I just explained you the complete Kubernetes setup, how you are going to do that. I just explained you all the basic commands. Now moving forward, I will just tell you one basic use case of Kubernetes. This will be a very basic thing for you, but this will be the end of our video. But this is important, so I'll cover that. Now, by using Kubernetes, what are the basic models which we can cover? So we create a Kubernetes cluster. I told you how to create that. We can deploy our application. I told you how you can do that by using. I just told you for Nginx. How you can explore application just by checking pods, logs, etc. You do that as well. Now we have these three important: how to expose your app publicly, how to scale up your app, and how to update your app. So in this video, I will lastly demonstrate you how you are going to expose your application. So I just also told you this Nginx thing. You can try that as well. I will just mention all the commands. Now I'll tell you the the exposing of our app publicly. So for this, we need our own application. So what I can do is I can create application. So open a VS Code and just create a new React application. So I am going to tell you the steps. I have already created that, but I will tell you the steps. So just open a empty folder. I have created one test application for me, but I'll create a new one for you. Now I will delete everything. So one more thing which I wanted to tell you before exiting from here is, before starting this demonstration is, you know that I just deleted each and everything. So whether it is really deleted from my uh, GUI as well. So you can see it is deleted from my GUI as well. For my pod, I do not have anything. So just moving to workloads, I can see one deployment is there. I will just refresh that again. Maybe we can start. We have the cluster running. So We do not need to do it again and again, but yes, we can just refresh that thing. So till now, I'll just write a command to create a React app as soon as it gets started into background. So I will write a command to create a React app. So you have to write a command which is npx create React app at the latest space your name of your application. So I will give my web app and I will hit enter. So now it will take some time to create a React application. Till now, I will tell you uh, this thing. So you can see now on my workloads, I do not have any deployment here. If I will go to my pod section, I do not have any pods. The reason is because I deleted each and everything. So coming to pods, there will be nothing. You can see in pod section, it is empty. So this is the important thing that you can access each and everything from your CLI as well as soon as well as you can access it by using your dashboard. Accessing my dashboard is uh, easy for you. So I will close this again, close this again, close everything. Now you can see it is asking me whether should I proceed or not. So you have to create a React app, and as soon as the React app will get created, I can get started with a new important thing for you. Uh, till now, what you can do is just come to your. I will close other things. So just come to Docker Hub once, open Docker Hub, and go to your repository section and come to your repository section. Create a new repository there. It takes some time to open, but yes, it will open soon. And create a new repository. So I'll just click on create a new repository and I will give a repository name which is my web app repo. I will create it. Okay. So I will need this because I am exposing my app publicly. I created that. Coming back to my VS Code to check whether it is completed or not, it is getting completed. So I just need the time because we are going to build the image as well and we are going to push that image to Docker Hub and all these things are going to take some time. So I'll just keep the video on for you, but you can check that at your own PC as well. So as soon as our application will get started, we can start our demonstration. So yes, it is completed. Okay, last the things are remaining, so we can wait for that as well. And till now, I hope you all have Docker open for you, and here your web app repo is also created. You can see the command docker push your username slash your web app. Now coming back to VS Code again, it is created. So I will just move to CD my web app. I will hit enter and I will use npm start. So it is running on localhost 3000. So I will, you can see it is running on localhost 3000. Now I want that, I want to make some change in my application. So I'll come to my VS Code and here I need to open the folder. So I will open folder which is my web app. So I will open this folder. Now again I will open the terminal for you, new terminal, and in this terminal I will just write npm start. It is started earlier. Come to source folder, come to your app.js. Here you can see come to your app.js. Now I just want to make a small change here. What I will do is I will come here and I will add one thing is learn React version 1. I will save this and come back to this page. You can see learn React version 1 is displayed. Now I will push this to my Docker. So come to VS Code again, open a new terminal, and but to push I need to have a Docker file. So I will just click here on my web page, click here and create a new file which will be my Docker file. I will hit enter. Now I have to write a Docker file. So what will be the content for my Docker file is, first I will write a from, which is my base node 20. Now I will write work directly. So work dir, and it will be slash my web app. Now I have to copy all my current directory files to all my working directory. Now I have to run npm install, because this will be my command for installation of node modules. So I'll write npm install, and lastly I will be exposing my code, which will be my 3000, and the last command, which will be cmd. I hope this is not new for you if you already know the Docker. So my starting command will be npm start. I just completed that. Now I will build the image. So the command is docker build hyphen t, because we are using the tag. I just mistyped that. So docker build hyphen t, the image name. Now image name, you will be getting it from your Docker app. So copy this image name from here and paste it here, and give it version as v1. I will hit okay. I just need to give the directory of Docker file as well. So it will be on current repo. I will hit enter. Now it is building my, uh, you can check, it is building my web app. So it is definitely going to take around 2 minutes to build my application. So till now, I can just give you overview of the part which we are exactly going to discuss in this. So what I will do is, I will create a version 1. I will build application for that. I will push it to Docker. After that, from Kubernetes, we will try to access my application. And after accessing that, we will be deploying that by using Kubernetes, and using that particular IP address, I will be able to access that. But if I want to make any change in that, I can do that as well. So I will just create a version 2. I will again build the image for that, a new image. I will push that image to Docker Hub, and I will just set my original image to the newer image. You might be feeling it is very complex or difficult, but as soon as we will exactly cover it, it will be very easy for you. So we will just wait for a few minutes as soon as it completes this. It generally takes around 2 minutes to complete, and we already have completed around 1.5 minutes. So in just next 1 minute, we'll be completing this as well. Exactly, the copying things need too much time, because we are copying things from one files to the another. It generally takes the time, so we can just wait for that. Okay, we can check now the copying thing is started. So you can see we just have transferred around 283.04 MB. We have completed the copying. We are now running the npm install command, and after that we are exposing our port. And lastly, we have this npm start command. So we are exactly on 9 on 10, and lastly, as soon as the 10th one gets completed, we will build the image. Now, as soon as I'll build this image, the name will be my web app dash repo. I will come here. I am not able to see that particular image till now here, but as soon as this will get completed, I can see that image into my Docker app. So I will wait for that. It is unpacking, and next maybe in 1 minute we'll be able to see that image. Okay, it is completed. We'll just push this image to Docker app. So Docker push uh, the name of my image and my version. So I will give it as version 1. You can see I have given as v1. So I will just hit enter. But now I'll tell you. Come to your Docker Hub desktop. You can see the image. This is my username slash web app repo. It is created. So now I just created, built the image into my local. I can use that on local as well. But I want to use this to Docker Hub. So if you'll come here, I cannot see this image because it is not pushed completely. So I'm waiting that image should get pushed here. And for that, I've written a command docker push and my image name. But if you have not logged into your Docker, you should be using Docker login, then completing the login process first into your terminal, and after that, you can do that. So you can see it's around 55 of MBs, and as soon as all the 55 MBs will be here, I will be able to use each and everything. So till now, I'll just move to my documentation so that I can check what we are going to cover next. So now, for hands-on, we are going to create a new deployment for our application, which will be kubectl create deployment, and we'll check other things as well. So we know that our application is running on localhost 3000, but it will not be accessible for us when we will use it into Kubernetes. Why? Because it is running inside our pod. For that, we need to expose to port 3000 as well. So for this, the first necessary thing is it should get pushed to Docker. So around 55, you can see around 33 MBs it's pushed, and only 12 MBs, 12, 25 MBs is remaining. So we can just wait till now. As soon as it gets pushed, the building procedure or the pushing procedure may need more time. It depends on your internet connection, your PC configuration. But in my case, I'm using a video editor as well, so that's why CPU is used mostly in all other tasks. So that is why it generally takes more time. But I hope in your case it will definitely be taking some less time. So around 55, we can see around 50 MB is completed, and just 5 more MBs so that we can start the tutorial again. Okay, I can see it is pushed, like all the 55 MBs is completed. I'm just waiting. Okay, I can see it is completely pushed. I'll just clear the terminal. Come to my Docker. So just come to Docker and refresh. You should be able to see the version 1 displayed here. Yes, I'm able to see the version 1. So coming back to VS Code, I will delete this partial, and I will delete this as well. Okay, so now my application, it is not accessible on localhost 3000 because I stopped everything. Okay, now what I will do is I will try to deploy it using my Kubernetes. So what I can do to deploy it using Kubernetes, I will just open a new terminal for you, and I will write a command to create a deployment. So I will just write kubectl create deployment, and what will be the name of my deployment? It will be my web app. Then I will write a image equals to hyphen hyphen image equals to, and I need to give the image name. So What will be the image name? It will be this. I will copy this. Now, the important thing is this is my version number 1. I will paste it. So you can see just kubectl get deployments. I will write kubectl get deployments. Now you can see my web app deployment is created. In one more PowerShell, I will just open a GUI for you. So it is Minikube dashboard. Okay, you can see the dashboard, and in dashboard I should be able to see one deployment, but it is pending. It is not live. Why it is not live? Because we have not created a service for that. We have not started that yet. So coming back, I just I will just delete this and I will open a new terminal for you again. Okay, new terminal is open here. So I will just write a command. Just open a new terminal and write a command. The command will be kubectl get deploy commands. I can see my web app is created. Now I want to expose it. So I will write kubectl expose deployment. Name of my deployment, it is my web app. Okay. Then hyphen hyphen port. Port will be, I know it is 3000, and type will be load balance. Okay. Kubectl expose deployment my web app load hyphen hyphen type equals to load balancer. Okay, so you can see kubectl get deployments and then kubectl get services. Now the service is created, but you can see the external IP it is pending. Now what I will do is I will again use kubectl get services. It is again pending. So as soon as it is running, then we can access that. So I will clear the terminal and minikube service and my web app. Now you know that I am not running this app my locally, but as soon as I will hit this command, minikube service my web app. As soon as I will hit this command, you can see I should be able to access my application. You can see my application is now live. This is not on my local host, it is a live application. Now the important part comes into the room. What I will do is I will just make a small change. I will again open a new terminal here. I will make a small change. This was my version 1. This is my version 2. I just saved that. I will just write docker build hyphen t and I will paste the image name. But now I'll just change the name as my version 2 and it is now building. And this time I just missed. Okay, docker build. Then we have hyphen t. It is now building the image. You can see. But as soon as I will build this image, it will start to get displayed into my local, but not on my machine. So for Kaustubh 2093, my web app repo, I have only one version created here. Okay, but as soon as this building procedure will get completed, I can see second version. So we can just wait for that. It is not going to take too much time this time because we just have built the application one time earlier. So we can just wait for 2 minutes. Till now, we can visit to our interface. You can see, I'll just refresh it. One deployment, it is in running state. If I'll go to pod, I can see one pod is running. If I'll click on pod, I can check which is controlled by this, and this is my container name. Okay, and my application is also running. Now, the very important part comes here is when I will be changing my version to version 2, then and when I'm pushing it to Docker Hub, my application will be updating. But do you think that the earlier application which it was running will go for downtime? So when it is displaying my version number 1, I just updated my application to version 2. So in other cases, what will happen is application will get a downtime till then the version 2 is updated. But in Kubernetes, it will not happen. In Kubernetes, we will always be looking into version 1 till the time version 2 is getting updated. And as soon as version 2 will get updated, the pod for version 1, it will be deleted automatically. And this is the most important part, that there will be definitely no downtime when we are going to use Kubernetes. I will demonstrate it you live, but we need some time because it is getting exported till now. So I just written a command docker build -t for version 2, and now I will push it for version 2 on my docker. So out of 9 is completed. You can see it is now unpacking. Okay, it is completed. So I'll just write a docker push command now for version 2. So coming to my Docker desktop, you can see earlier I just had version 1 for this image. I have now version 2 for this image as well. If I'll go to my Docker hub, I can only see version 1 because version 2 I am uploading that from here. Now the important thing is I will just open this GUI in my Chrome browser. So coming back to my Chrome browser, I will open the GUI here and this localhost thing as well. I will close this, paste it here. So you can see on my GUI, if I'll go to pod section, I just have one pod created. This pod is for my version 1 image. So now when I will be pushing my image for version 2, it is going to create a pod for version 2 as well. And for that, I need to have one more command. So what exactly the command is, whenever be I'll be pushing my version 2, now on Docker Hub there will be two versions, version 1 and version 2. My Kubernetes is using version 1. I want that my Kubernetes should change the image to version 1 from version 1 to version 2. And for that, I have this command as you can see in my documentation kubectl uh, kubectl set image deployment, then name of deployment, then container name, image name, and new image name. So we will write this command for our application. So it will be kubectl set image. Okay, it just got mistyped. Kubectl, okay, kubectl set image deployment. Then what is the name of my deployment? I need to check that. So coming to my GUI and deployments, my dash web. Coming back to pod. So the name is my dash web app, my hyphen web app. Now, what is my container name? Coming to this pod, you can check, click on the pods, scroll to container section. This is my container name. So copy this container name, paste it here, and equal to image name, new image name. So what will be the name of my new image? It will be as same as this, but just a second version. So I'll copy up to this, coming back to this node section, paste this, and it will be a version 2. This will be my complete command. So we'll check whether it is pushed. So it will be pushed in few minutes. I will just give you a overall summary. What we did till now is we created a React app. We created a first version of that application. We built the image for first version. We pushed that image to Docker Hub. By using Kubernetes, we created deployment for that image, and our application is running into localhost. Now what I want is I want to update my application to Kubernetes live application. For that, I just made changes in my code. Now I built the image and I pushed it to my Docker Hub. I came to Docker Hub again. It is completely pushed. If you will refresh this Docker Hub, you should be able to see two versions here. Now the version is changed. Coming back to my GUI, if you check my container, it is using my older image. I want that my image should be updated, but there should be no downtime to my this running application. So what I will do is I will write the command which we just written in our. So understand this command. What this command is telling is kubectl. It is telling me to set a image for my this deployment. I just want to change the image, update the image for this container. And what should be my new image? This image. So just I will just paste this command here. As soon as I will paste this command, the magical thing will happen here. So just come to GUI and in pod section, you can see there will be now two pods. And here you can see my older pod for version 1 is running. But for this, the version 2, you can see here version 1, it is running and version 2, it is currently updating the app. The beautiful thing is when my application is getting updated, my earlier version is running. So my application does not have downtime. I will refresh my application. There will be nothing downtime for my application. It will be running smoothly. But the only thing is it will running on older version. Now you can see the status. It is running. It is creating the container. So this is the important thing that when I am going to update anything, my Kubernetes application, which is live, which is running, it will not get crashed or it will do not have any downtime. It will be running continuously, and you can see the status it is running. It means that the application is running completely fine. We don't even know that the application is under updation state. Here I can see it is getting updated. It is taking some time, so I will just refresh it again. It is taking some time for updation. So you can see it is updated, and my older pod it was directly deleted automatically. As soon as I'll come here and I will refresh it, you can see my version 1 it will be changed to version 2. So I just refresh that, you can see now it is changed to version 2. I hope you are able to understand what I was telling from too much time. The important thing is when I am updating my application from version 1 to version 2, it will not have any downtime when we are going to use Kubernetes. The reason is it will create two different pods. The next pod will be running, and as soon as the next pod will start running, my older pod will be deleted automatically. You can see my I do not have any older pod here. This is the important thing. Now if I want to go back to my version 1, this will be my rollback. So for that I also have written one command. So I'll just check the status of deployment of rollback. But one more thing before rolling back, I want to tell you one important thing. It may happen that my application it is going for a newer version. Now I just updated from version 1 to version 2. I want to go to version 1 to version 3. But are you able to see any third version here? No. But let's give a try. I want to update to my version number 3. I hit enter. Now it is telling me that my web app it is going to update it, but it does not know that version 3 do not exist. In this case, if you can see I have two pods created. This is running, my application is running fine, there is no issue. But do you think this pod this ever be getting a running state? No, because there will be no image and it will be continuously running and it will be getting a error continuously. How I can do that? The simple approach is delete the pod. But if you will delete this pod, it will again restart the pod. This is the beauty of Kubernetes, that if anything gets crashed, it restarts it again. It recreates it. So by deleting this, it is again going to create the new pod and the same error will be displayed. So this is a negative test. Here I need to roll back to my older version. So how I can roll back? I'll just write a command kubectl. Okay, we'll just check the status. What is the status of rollback till now? Clear this, paste this command, my web app. You can see it is waiting for deployment of web app to finish, but it will never finish because we know that version 3 do not exist. So just write this and instead of status, write undo. Kubectl rollout undo deployment web app. Now, if I'll go to my GUI again, you can see that is rolled back. If I want to go back from version 2, which is displayed here, to my version 1 again, I will just use that set command from version 2 to version. I will hit enter. It is telling me image is getting updated. You can see two are created here. It is getting terminated and this older one is running and it is deleted automatically. So this is the important part which I wanted to cover, that when you want to update your application without having any downtime, Kubernetes is the best thing because it creates pod automatically, it manages pod automatically. There is nothing which I have done manually. That is the important thing. We needed something which can do each and everything automatically: deployment, management of containerization, deletion, restart, each and everything. It is going to do it automatically. This is the beauty of Kubernetes. So now I hope you all have understood the basic concepts which I was trying to cover from the very start of this presentation. And I hope you have understand everything. I covered basic part at the start, and at the end I covered all the setup part, basic commands, and a very best example you can understand by using a React application. For any doubt, you can reach out to me on my LinkedIn, or you can just put your doubt into comment section. For any suggestion, I am free, always open for all suggestions. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't watched earlier Docker series video or Git GitHub videos, you can watch that. You need to watch this video again and again to get more efficient in Kubernetes. So I hope Kubernetes is completely understandable for you. This was the part one, and in next part we'll be covering more and more advanced topics. So if you are still here at the end of this video, thank you so much for watching this video and have a very great day. Thank you.